Caravaggio was an outspoken fan of the works made by his predecessor Michelangelo. On several occasions, he based his compositions on works made by his idol. But before I show you the most intriguing ones, here are some fun facts. First of all, they share the same name. Painter of the Sistine Chapel was named Michelangelo Buonarroti, whereas the Baroque painter we know as Caravaggio is actually born as Michelangelo Merisi. Another fun fact is that they both had close connections to the famous Colonna family. Marchesa Vittoria Colonna was a very close friend of Michelangelo during the last years of her life. The two wrote poems to and for each other. Together they had long conversations about art and religion, and Michelangelo also made several sketches for his poetry muse. About 50 years later, there is Costanza Colonna, daughter of the famous Marcantonio Colonna, the victorious leader of the papal fleet in the Battle of Lepanto against the Muslims. In the year 1606, Caravaggio fled to Naples and found refuge in the Colonna castle after he killed Ranuccio Tommasoni in Rome. And when even Naples becomes too dangerous for Caravaggio, it is Costanza's brother Fabrizio who arranged a place on his convoy so he could sail him from Naples to the island of Malta, where he would be safe for the family of Ranuccio and for the Pope. Now, here are two examples of Michelangelo's influence on the art of Caravaggio. It must have been around the year 1598 that he and his benefactor, Cardinal Francesco da Monte, saw the Pauline Chapel in the Vatican Palace. Michelangelo's fresco of the execution of St. Peter has a profound effect on him. Caravaggio sees how Michelangelo paints the Romans. They are busy with the preparation for the crucifixion. He sees the worker under the cross who makes a hole in the ground. This theme comes back in Caravaggio's version. His painting also shows the Romans busy with preparation. He also paints the cross that is not erected yet. But most striking is St. Peter himself. His head is looking towards his torturers in both paintings, and even the facial expression is practically the same. Of course, during that visit, Francesco da Monte also shows him the Sistine Chapel. Now, let's see what Caravaggio took from this encounter. This is the creation of Adam, the iconic hands nearly touching. God has put life into the first man on earth. Caravaggio was struck by this image, and when Cardinal da Monte arranged a large commission for him in the church adjacent to his palazzo, this is what he came up with. The Calling of St. Matthew. The tax collector is counting his money in an obscure place, a tavern maybe. In comes Jesus, and he simply says, "Follow me." Matthew is flabbergasted, points at himself as if he wants to say, "Do you mean me?" Now, look closer to Jesus. Practically completely in the shadow, but his hands point towards Matthew. Is that the hand of Jesus or the hand of Michelangelo? I'll let you decide.